Well, good Sunday evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Um, Let me say Philly 500. Philly 500, I'm hearing that he lost his father-in-law yesterday. My thoughts and prayers and everything go out to Philly 500. That's my adopted son, so to speak, and stuff. And losing somebody close to you is always very, very painful. And I wish him nothing but the best. Um, Adam Schefter, interesting. Adam Schefter, who I don't think a day has gone by that he's never tweeted. Today, he's MIA. You know, my wife always says to me, it's not so much about making a mistake because everybody makes mistakes. But what my wife always says is, own your shit. Own your shit. By that means admit what you did was wrong so we can all move on. Because the lying, the deceiving, the cover-up, the ignoring the problem becomes bigger than the original problem. It speaks volumes that he never said, I'm sorry. But this typically is the way it goes in media. Just let it, just wait. It'll just blow past and it'll be forgotten. It's typically how it's done. Because something else will come along and we'll forget about what happened previously. But I would say the course of the last year, Adam Schefter's credibility has taken a bigger hit. There's been so many different instances where you looked and said, wait a minute, what did you just do? You could go through with the Aaron Rodgers situation where the day of the draft, when teams are trying to decide what to do and everything else, he basically comes out like there was this new, he had a conversation with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers was not going to play for the Green Bay Packers, and that a trade was imminent, So all of a sudden, everybody goes crazy. It's like, wait a minute. So when pressed on this question of whether it was there, it's like, well, we kind of looked at everything out there, and it's like, wait a minute, but you brought it up like this was some new details. I mean, anybody who heard his postseason interview where he was like, I don't know if, they want me back or whatever, you could concur that. But to deliver that on the day of the draft is kind of interesting. And in the past, we've had, as Des Bryant has gone through and pointed out, basically, we're people. We're not just a sideshow, a freak, or whatever for you guys to slander and just, basically, if you're doing great, fine, wonderful, and all that. If you have a problem, we're going to slander you and slam you under the ground for clicks and, so on. The fact that he went through, and this isn't a case of he didn't know what he did was wrong. The tweet was only up for a little bit of time, and he realized, I need to take this mother humper down. The fact that you go to Ryan Clark and say, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry, and not come through to the family that is now missing the son, the husband, the father. I'm sorry, that's just, that just looks even worse. And the fact that every day, all day long, you are tweeting about everything that is the NFL, that now you're the story, and you can't apologize? Sorry. This looks bad, really bad for Adam Schefter, and even worse for his employer. I don't really expect him to come out and say he was sorry, because they never said they were sorry for any of the other players that they sullied without having facts, without even it being anywhere close to true. But definitely his silence is deafening and goes to the character of it. I always say, or at least in recent history, that, when you hear stuff from Adam Schefter, throw some salt on your shoulder, because you got to take it with a few grains of salt, because it might not be anywhere close to being true. And that's sad, because I am just a guy in my basement, you know, that's getting a chance to kind of dabble into living the dream that somebody like Adam Schefter is. When you get a position like that, that is a position that few and far between get into. And that is a position that you should be holding to hold yourself into a higher standard, to say, because I'm in this position, because I have like 12 million followers on Twitter, because I am considered the voice of the NFL, of the breaking news, that I should be better than the average. Apparently, that doesn't seem to matter. Well, it is what it is, and I guess this will be forgotten in a few days, and Adam Schefter will be back there doing his tweets and doing what he does, and we'll all be going through and following along with what they come up with. It's sad. It's really sad, to say the least. Whew. I'll catch you guys later.
A couple hours from now, where Adam Schefter came on SportsCenter and said basically that Aaron Rodgers wanted out of Green Bay. Walk me through that. Did you get a phone call or text?
Dan, the funny part about it is that I've heard people say, Aaron Rodgers wanted that out before the draft. I can assure you Aaron Rodgers did not want that out before the draft. I've had people say the Green Bay Packers planted that. It was a very pro-Packer story.
Yeah.
I can assure you the Green Bay Packers didn't plant that. When people guess at where stories come from, more often than not, they're usually wrong. And in this case, they're wrong. This was an accumulation, all during the offseason, of just listening to people talk and observing. And if we go back to the NFC Championship game that the Green Bay Packers lost at home, did we not hear Aaron Rodgers after that game talk about his level of unhappiness, if you will, uncertainty for the future? Just go back and listen to that press conference, and it sounds almost like he's saying goodbye to Green Bay. And so your antenna's up, and I'm just telling you, throughout the course of the offseason, there was rarely a week that went by where I didn't hear something about Aaron Rodgers. And on draft day, there's a report that morning from Paul Allen out in Minneapolis that the 49ers made a draft offer, which they didn't make an offer. They never made an offer. And other people are saying that the 49ers called. And I said, how long till it gets out that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay? Is it next week? Is it next when he doesn't show to the OTAs? Is it next month when he isn't? It's going to come out. What does it matter if it comes out now or next week or next month? And so
you chose to break the news on draft day.
That is absolutely accurate. Correct.
But it wasn't something that you got information about.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there was nothing that morning that came in. All of a sudden said to me, yeah, he wants out. You should report this. Like, it was going on all off season. You just keep hearing it. And there was more and more talk. And now there's starting to be Aaron Rodgers talking. I said, you know what? This isn't going to wait much longer. Let's just go. And it just happened to be drafted.
Because I wondered when you said it didn't come from Rodgers, didn't come from the Packers, and it's being characterized differently. I was wondering, okay, you're not going to tell me your source. What was the motive behind that? Yeah.
Dan, there's not a source.
No, I know, but I know that now. But we're just finding this out right now.
I said this. I said it on NFL Live. I said it. I said it. I don't know. People want to believe whatever they want to believe. It was just an accumulation of information throughout the course of the entire offseason.